When Sonible first started many years ago, their aim was to apply machine learning, aka artificial intelligence, to individual tracks to make them tracks by themselves sound really, really good. Now, their aim has been to make sure tracks sound good with groups and the overall mix itself.
Smart Reverb 2.
Smart Reverb 2. Smart Reverb 2.
Smart Reverb 2.
Smart Reverb 2.
Smart Reverb 2 from Sonible.
Is their latest plugin? Let's check it out together. Okay, let's begin this video on the right note. I'll get rid of, well, no, I'll keep this one for now. Let's play some samples, all right? So this one is fully taken care of by Sonible's different smart plugins. Smart EQ, Smart Comp 2, and now Smart Reverb 2. Everything's already been analyzed and automatic. I have not changed any settings. Let's listen to what it sounds like before and after. I like the way the reverb sounds. Let's hear what my voice sounds like on this reverb. So this is me talking about Sonible plugins during the previous video. Let's take a peek really quickly because I don't want to ruin the surprise for everybody. So what's happening between the tracks? Smart Reverb 2 knows. 5 years ago, we made our Smart Reverb content aware, adapting to the unique characteristics of each track. With Smart Reverb 2, we're going further because in mixes, reverb, you can really hear how the reverb, it's there. It sounds good, but it stays out of the way of the original dry track. That's a good quality reverb right there. Now let's hear how it blends with the acoustic guitar, even though this is not the song for the acoustic guitar. And that's just the beginning. Smart Reverb 2 reimagines what a reverb plugin can be and offers even more for those ready to break the mold. Alright, like I said, I'm not going to ruin it for the rest of you guys. Looks like there's a preview video up. That sounds pretty good to my ears. Tracks blend pretty decently together. I'm curious what it sounds like with the other acoustic guitar. And that's just the beginning. Smart Reverb 2 reimagines what a reverb plugin can be and offers even more for those ready to break the mold. Alright, like I said, I'm not going to ruin it for the rest of you guys. Looks like there's a preview video up. Now, if this was a real mix, I would be using less reverb more than likely, but I think that gives you a good idea that the tracks blend well together. The reverb is apparent if you need it to be, but if you don't want it to sound like the 80s, then use less. And yeah, that's cool. So let's dig into the user manual. Even though this plugin is very easy to use, here it is. And for some reason, on Windows 10, I still have the old look for Adobe Acrobat. I don't, or Adobe Reader, whatever it's called these days. Alright, welcome to Smart Reverb 2. Smart Reverb 2 is a content-aware reverb plugin that combines intelligent processing with seamless multi-track integration. It is designed to give you intuitive control over space and depth, whether you are working on a single track or a full mix. At the core of Smart Reverb 2 is its inter-plugin communication. In group mode, multiple instances of the plugin interact across your project, making depth, staging, and spatial balance easy to achieve. All grouped instances can be controlled from a single window, saving time and ensuring a cohesive spatial image throughout the mix. I didn't do that with these tracks, so I'll make sure to group them properly. I didn't do it with the second one, I should say. I can't remember if I did it with the other one. Here we go. Smart Reverb 2 also leverages AI-powered analysis to generate a reverb response tailored to your audio material. By adapting to the tonal and dynamic characteristics of each track, it delivers a reverb that enhances the sound naturally without masking important details. For added creative flexibility, Smart Reverb 2 features a reverb matrix that lets you seamlessly browse between different reverb styles: room, hall, spring, and plate. This provides a broad palette of sonic textures you can shape to perfectly fit your production. All right. There's all the requirements, and yes, it does not support Windows 7. I'm not sure about Windows 8.1, but yeah, that's why I haven't really talked about sonible plugins a lot during the past year or so. Or I should say, I haven't shown them off like I would have wanted to. So yeah, the licensing system's pretty darn easy. You have your account on the website, and you can either use an iLock to generate the license, or you unlock it on a per computer basis, and then you can revoke that license if necessary right from the Sonible website. Very easy to use. Pretty much once you get the hang of their interface, I mean, it's honestly nothing to write negatively about or talk negatively about. Okay, so very standard with the Sonible plugins. We have the logo at the top, and then in the center left is the learning section where you select the profile, hit the analysis button, which is the green dot, and then everything starts. Then next to that, you can save up to 8 different what they call states, and you can also save presets here. And then, okay, so main reverb parameters. Let's open this back up under here. And what I'm going to do is make this bigger, and then probably zoom in even more. Okay, that's as big as I can make it on this screen, I think. Unless I go full screen, but I don't want to do that. So I'll leave it here. And okay, main reverb parameters. We have size, distance. Oh, it's easier to see on here. Size, which is being covered up by this right here. That's not good. Oh, okay. So if I want to temporarily move that out of the way. So size, distance, width, and color and clarity. All right. The reverb matrix is right here with the thing that I just moved this on. Seamlessly browse and blend between different reverb styles. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, so far, I've just had it in the 4 corners. You know, I don't really know how much of a difference that's going to make. Like, to me, I like my plain reverb styles, and then just sticking with that. But I'll experiment at some point, I'm assuming. Okay, bypass and reset. You can reset it to the default state. Bypass button I already showed you guys earlier. Source adaptation. Here we go. Control how strongly the learned information influences the reverb. Oh, it's all the way over here. Okay. So right here, it's at 100 right now. Wet mode, I enabled that earlier, so because I have it on Ascend. Oh yeah, parallel processing. That's what I'm doing. Source adaptation adjusts both the source adaptive reverb for individual instances and the amount of cross-channel unmasking applied in group mode. Do I have that on group mode? No, I don't. See, I don't know if I should put that in guitars or something else. So for now, it probably makes sense for me to do that. I just don't want the parameters to change. Ooh. What happened? Drag and drop to instances. Okay. Okay. We'll see how it works. Manage group and group name. Okay, distance grid. So that's this part of the plugin. Now if I have to disable wet mode, I can drag this up and down. So I can either bring it forward or send it way in the back. I'm going to undo what I just did. And then reverb display. That's this big old window when you're playing it. Monitor reverb's energy in real time and see how it evolves across time and frequencies. All right. Settings page. Manual override. Here we go. Enable manual override to apply reverb ducking and set a custom frequency weighting across 3 bands. Output. Enable auto gain for automatic gain compensation. Oh, it was on. I don't know if I wanted it on or not. Well, I guess for now, while I'm changing all the settings, I'll keep it like that. Manual override, that's cool. Mids, reduce or increase the reverb energy in the mid frequency band. Same one there, and in the highs. Tail cutoff. Ah, neat. So we have 3 different reverb modes: normal, and then we have infinite, reverse, or bounce. Cool. And then, so infinite, obviously, endless tails. Reverse flips the impulse response, and then bounce blends the original and reversed reverb. Okay? Interesting. I think that's basically it. Like I said earlier, undo and redo. In the settings, preset. Oh, there's no presets. Aww. Well, it is intended to be machine learned, so that's probably why they don't have factory presets. Moving on to the next section, getting started. I pretty much already talked about all this. I'll skim through this part. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't skim. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll read, and anything interesting I'll read out loud. Smart Reverb 2 is primarily designed to be used as an insert effect. Whoops. This is due to the way its distance parameter is implemented. Distance adjusts the perceptual depth by controlling the dry-wet balance and additional perceptual cues. Additionally, the group mode is built around controlling and aligning multiple instances that are inserted directly on individual tracks, allowing for precise depth staging and cross-channel optimization. However, Smart Reverb 2 can also be used effectively on buses for more traditional parallel reverb workflows. In this case, it is recommended to enable wet mode, which forces the plugin to output only the wet reverb signal. Okay, so I'm going to make that adjustment right now and rescan what I just did. And for you, those of you watching the live Real Home Recording 2, I'm going to keep this part in there. Smart. I'm fighting falling asleep. I took melatonin, like a heavy dose of that, and we're going to see who wins the battle. I'm going to bet the melatonin because it's getting to that point. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. All right, ready? And record. I always say record because it looks like a record button. The people over at Sonible have treated Okay. Put that on room. I meant to ask Sonible whether or not there is any influence on the plugin if you have the tempo set to something. Because right now, 120 is not my actual tempo. So I'll have to ask them that. Maybe get a better response. But let's see. Select the profile. Okay. Okay, I want to hear what this sounds like without the source adaptation. Can I just... Yeah, I can click that. And what's this? Ooh. So I can actually turn it to 0 with that one button. Let me get rid of this very beginning part. It's already annoying me. Okay. Oh yeah, credit to David Tayo, or however you pronounce that, for the other guitar part. Which, so he's getting some free publicity here. And credit to Nathan for playing the guitar part we're hearing right now. I'm working on his, well, I guess we're doing a single first, maybe an EP. But yeah, I'll be working with him throughout the summer. I mean, that's a good sounding reverb in general. So if you're like, I don't want to say if you're like me, but if you struggle with setting reverb, then this might be like the perfect plugin for you. And all you really have to do is pick, like, do you want spring reverb? Wait, why is that? Yeah. Let's try acoustic guitar again. And it's still, like, delaying. That was plate. Hall, which is definitely thicker. And this is spring. Oh, that one has a very short throw. I'm surprised. Well, anyway, let's move on until I fall asleep here. Insert. All right, I did that. Did that. Okay, so size controls the perceived size of the space. This control right here. Again, it's covered up. Size. And actually, if you put your mouse over it, it'll tell you. Distance places the source closer or further back. I'll show that off right now. Oh, so let me just change this. Oh, wrong one. Why am I on that one? Okay. So let me put it all the way up front. Double click to put it back to the default position, which is 40. Cool. Yeah, and I tell you, the closer you get to front, it adds some like EQ into it, which makes it sound like it's closer. I mean, it's a cool little acoustic effect. A psychoacoustic effect, I should say. But I'll keep it on the default setting. Put that one back on the default too. And why does it overlap me? There. I don't want it to overlap me. There we go. Next, here we go. Use group mode. If you load Smart Reverb 2 on multiple tracks, you can add multiple instances to a group. Group allows for remote control of all grouped instances, like you were just seeing. So as I was clicking on that one, so if I change this to 74, I click on that one, now see how it goes to 40? So yeah, that's very cool. So I don't even have to bring this plugin up on the other acoustic guitar track. Everything's right on this plugin. Now I will say this overlapping thing is kind of annoying. So I don't know if there's a way for them to, well, yeah, I don't know how that would, like maybe if I click on it or right click on, yeah, if I right click on it, I would like to be able to go to the next hidden track. I'm going to send this feedback to Sonible. Okay, manually refine your plugin further. I'm sorry, your reverb further. I already showed you guys that. Manual override. I mean, that's pretty much all you really need to know. Reverb Matrix has a little bit better description of each reverb style. So, okay. Here we go. I did want to know about this. Color shapes the tonal character of the reverb, moving towards bright all the way up to plus 100, emphasizes the higher frequencies of the reverb tail, giving more air and presence, moving towards dark, negative 100 at the maximum, reduces high frequency content for a warmer, more subtle result. Okay. Clarity controls how clearly the dry signal stands out from the reverb. Higher clarity values help maintain intelligibility and definition, especially on vocals or transient rich material such as my cell phone alarm, by dynamically reducing the reverb when the source is present. Internally, this works like an intelligent sidechain driven process, but you do not need to manage any routing. Simply dial in the amount of clarity you want. Okay, width controls the stereo width of the reverb. Higher values create a wide immersive stereo image. Lower values produce a more focused or more even mono reverb. Adjust the width to fit the reverb spatial spread to your mix. All right. Distance grid. Circle equals size. Larger circles correspond to larger reverb sizes. You can adjust the size parameter by scrolling horizontal on the thumb. Okay. Let's try that. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is using the mouse scroll wheel to make that wider. All right. Wait, was I making the circle bigger or was I making that line bigger? Let's get this off of here. Yeah, that's width that I was adjusting. Scrolling. I don't know how to do size. I mean, I can do it like that easily. But it said I could adjust it right there. The position of the thumb determines how the source is perceived in the mix. You can adjust the size parameter by scrolling horizontal on the thumb. Well, I'm doing that, but it's not making a difference. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask about that too. I mean, again, if I have to, it's not a problem to come over here, but I am curious why that wasn't changing. Maybe they took that out. It was probably annoying for people to, like, if you have to hold your mouse like perfectly straight going up and down. So I think they took that out of there and maybe didn't remove it from the manual. So okay, here we go. Group mode. How does it work? One of Smart Reverb 2's key features is its ability to create a group of multiple reverb instances that communicate in real time via inter-plugin communication. When a plugin becomes part of a group, it shares information with the other group members to achieve a cohesive spatial balance across your mix. Additionally, you can conveniently remote control all group members from any instance, allowing efficient management of depth and reverb character across your mix. How does it work? Multiple instances of Smart Reverb 2 loaded on different tracks can be added to a group. These instances exchange information about their learned material and current parameter settings. Group processing helps to avoid the typical problems that arise when using separate reverbs on multiple tracks, such as overlapping tails and reverb masking. Oh, that's cool. Okay, insert Smart Reverb 2. I've already shown you guys this. You add it to the group. Okay, now add members to group. Using the group mode, you can add additional instances to the group by simply dragging and dropping them onto the reverb matrix. A group can have up to 8 members. Double-click the name label in the reverb matrix or distance grid to edit it. All right, let's try that. Yay! I'll call it AC Guitar 2. I'll call this one AC Guitar 1. All right. Next. That's cool. I mean, I personally wouldn't put bass on, or I should say a reverb on bass, but then again, maybe the bass, it says it right here, bass 808. Yeah, normally I like to keep my basses dry, but I mean, hey, maybe you can put reverb on your bass now that it is done with Smart Reverb 2. I'll try it. I'll have to try it on every single track, on a small mix. But I am kind of curious, like, how this all works together. All right. I already showed you guys. Oh, you can control multiple members. When using group mode, Smart Reverb 2 allows multiple group members to be managed and adjusted simultaneously by selecting them together. In the reverb matrix and distance grid, you can select multiple group members by either dragging a selection rectangle around their thumbs. Okay, let's try that. Oh, there it is. That's so cool. Or Shift plus click in Windows or Command and click on Mac to select instances one by one. When multiple members are selected, their corresponding thumbs in the reverb matrix and distance grid adopt identical colors for easier identification across the interface. In addition, the reverb display shows multiple spectrograms simultaneously, one for each selected instance, allowing you to visually monitor how their reverbs interact. That is cool. To speed up the workflow, you can select multiple unlearned members and trigger the learn process for all of them at once simply by clicking the learn button. The profile selection drop-down will be disabled as each instance retains its already chosen profile. Once learning is completed, Group processing is updated immediately for all learned members. All right, here we go on the reverb modes. So normal is the default reverb mode, offering natural tail behavior. Reverse inverts the reverb response, creating a buildup of reflections leading into the dry signal, ideal for cinematic or dramatic effects. I'll have to try that out. Infinity generates a sustaining reverb tail that does not decay, useful for layering ambient textures or building dense atmospheres. Alrighty. And then finally, Bounce is a hybrid mode that blends the regular and reversed reverb, producing rhythmic pulsing textures. Oh, check this out. Mono below. The mono below parameter allows you to collapse the reverb signal to mono below a selected frequency. Okay. This is especially useful for tightening the low end of your mix and improving stereo compatibility, particularly when using reverb on bass-heavy sources. It ensures that low-frequency content does not become overly wide or phasey, which can blur the mix or cause translation issues. Very nice. Manual override allows for reverb ducking, aka tail cutoff, allows you to define a time span after which the reverb tail is automatically faded out. This is ideal for creative effects such as gated snare reverbs or tighter drum reverbs, or whenever you want to avoid long overlapping tails. You can set the ducking time either in seconds or in beats. And then this last one is about frequency weighting. It allows you to have control over the tonal balance of the reverb. So to answer my own question here, you do not have to relearn an instance when you add it to a group. If you've already learned it, if it's already been analyzed, then you don't have to do it again if you add it to a group. Okay, so that is it for Smart Reverb 2. Just on time for my cell phone to tell me to go to bed. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Real Home Recording with Adam. I don't know if I'm going to make another video about Smart Reverb 2, but I'm definitely going to do a full mix, including Smart Reverb 2 in the mix in the future for sure. Again, thanks for watching. Check out that newsletter.